I'm getting heat warnings. Oh, shh. Oh, no, I knew I was forgetting something. No! Fuck. Okay, so, you know, when I set up a stream, you know, I have to set up the, make sure the sound works, gotta set up the game, gotta set up the YouTube, gotta set up the Twitch, gotta set up the OBS, gotta make sure everything is checked, and what's the one thing I forget? Oh, I don't know. How about the VTuber avatar? Okay, I'm on the, I have the starting soon screen up right now because, yeah, hang on. I have to boot up Steam and put on the Bridger and oh, I'm so dumb. Cutest Bat is finally alive. Hello, Floop. Yes, I will be a bat soon. Also a prequel reference. Yes, I was debating what title to make for this. First it was The Beast Hiding Among Us, with beast in quotes. Then it was Into the Desert, but that sounded a little too generic. And then I remembered, oh yeah, if we're going into the desert, why don't I make, you know, that most famous of meme prequel references? So I decided to do that. Though, to be fair, I don't particularly like sand, so, you know, honestly, there's nothing, Okay, let me put myself on here. No, wait, I still have to boot up the studio. There's so many programs I have to boot. I have to boot up, OBS, I have to boot up Caster Labs, I have to boot up VBridger, VTube Studio, that thing, my browser, 2 separate windows for YouTube and Twitch, referencing that abomination is heretical. What do you mean? I thought people were, like, more okay with the prequel movies, in the light of, especially in the light of the sequels, and how, well, maybe we should pretend that those things don't exist. You never will be? Fine, whatever. Okay. Hello! I am here. I am alive. I am a model on screen. And yes, I am aware that it is black behind me, but, give me a second. There! It was minimized, so it didn't show up. Hello, Sari Chama. Hello, Riley. Hello, GNA. Hello, Tinsoma. Nice to see all of you today. I woke up a little late. I slept, and I saw the time when I woke up. I was like, I don't want to get up. And then I slept some more. And then I woke up. I saw the time. I was like, I still don't want to get up. And then I woke up and saw the time. I was like, oh shit! That's basically how today has been. Forgot someone? Oh yeah, hello, Steven. But I said hello to you in the form of mentioning your comments and your prequel. You don't like the prequel trilogy. Sleep some more? Okay. I'm asleep now. It's nice knowing you all. I'm gonna close the stream now because I need to sleep. You're gonna get sleep ASMR now. Yay! Yeah. What time is it for me? It's late. By normal people standards. But remember, I'm a bat, right? I'm nocturnal in a lot of ways, so gotta get your 8 hours. Did I get 8 hours of sleep? More or less. I kept waking up, which kind of screwed things up. But anyway, I'm also getting heat warnings today for where I live. Like, I woke up, I saw the notice, and it was in the mid-90s here, which I know, you know, probably doesn't sound like a big deal to anybody from California or Florida, but for here, yes. I'm in Canada, for fuck's sake. It's not supposed to get that hot around here. How'd it go with Mass Effect? Yes, we finished Mass Effect 2. We did the Suicide Mission, Lair of the Shadow Broker, and the Arrival DLC. It took a bit of a time to do all that, but we did do it. And we should probably get into what we're actually here to do today. Or at least this port. It's only 89 in Miami, and it's 95 in British Columbia, where I live. So it's hotter in Canada than it is in Florida. How much is Celsius? 90 Fahrenheit? It's hot. I wish I had like a thing that would show me both numbers. Yeah. F Celsius. 35 Celsius. That's what that is. Also did a multi on my account on my phone since I was about to delete it. I got Ciel on my second multi. Oh, congrats, congrats. But wait, you were about to delete your account? Oh. I mean, that is your choice. Anyway, so we should probably... It's not that hot. It's hot. I'm in Canada, for fuck's sake. It's supposed to snow here. I mean, not in the summer, but my point is it's supposed... This is not a warm weather country. Leave me alone. I don't live in, like, you know... Oh. Anyway, so we last left off. We did summer event stuff yesterday. And, we went into the business district up here, and we met Ciel. And we met, Mysterious Heroine XX, Alter XX, or what is her name again? I know who I'm talking about. It's the version of MHX who likes pastries and cookies and sweets. You know, like me. Which is why I have a cookie pin on this jacket. Anyway, we met them, and then we went back to this hotel place, and there was a secret meeting between all the other characters, minus protagonist, Ereshkigal, and Passionlip, where they basically just said, hey, we know that Ereshkigal's a beast, and we know those other two people, the protagonist and Passionlip, are hiding it. But we're gonna, like, just keep letting it go because clearly they must be hiding it for, you know, good reasons. And we're just gonna, like, let it go and not stress Master out and all that stuff. That's where we ended yesterday. And then we played Mass Effect, but we're picking this up now. So, anyway, now, today, we're going on another adventure. And based on the title here, Desert Dubai, we're going into the desert. Why? Why would we go into the middle of a desert? And also, I wonder how much they're gonna, like, they're gonna glaze the desert because it's near Dubai. It's like, oh my god, this desert near this slavery hub is so cool. Yay! It's amazing. It's better than any just sand anywhere else. Yay! Are they gonna say shit like that? Because I really hope not. They're going to, aren't they? Hello, Core. It's nice to see you. Anyway, we should probably get started. I should also probably make myself smaller and to look like a bat. I must hang from the ceiling so I don't block the... Wah! Oh, oh shit. Right, I'm on the desktop. It's gonna do that again. Ah! Hi! I am a bat! Squeak! Or whatever noises bats make. I wonder if some Emir held the devs' families hostage to force the glazing. Nah. I really don't like the idea that maybe FGO's devs were bribed or something, but... Or who knows? Maybe they just don't care. I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, I am now a bat, so now we can proceed. Or pure... I am leaning towards ignorance, honestly. I mean... Anyway, what am I doing again? Oh, right, I'm about to get started. Aqaba is better than Dubai? In Jordan? That's the port in Jordan, right? I think it is. Camels. This reminds me of Disney did the Mulan live-action movie next to camels. Anyway, let's get started. Yay! All right, charge. We're fighting a archer, so Brittany, I guess. And let me see what we're... Gold currency, got it. Gold currency, gold currency. Let's get all of the craft essences. I am so bad at being all singy, but I keep doing it anyway because, I don't know. I'm weird. I am the weirdo. Got your geography lessons right? I didn't have any geography lessons. They didn't teach that shit. I went to American schools, remember? I don't know anything. I am the dumb. I am a dummy who doesn't know anything about the outside world. Because I'm self-taught. And because I'm a history nerd and history and geography kind of go together. I also play a lot of map games. You know, like Europa and Hearts of Iron and things of that nature. So eventually I have to know where places are. I was making a bit of a dig at that stereotype that Americans don't know much about the outside world. I'm a dual citizen, US and Canada, but anyway, let's just charge. Fight. Stuff. Good morning, everyone! And we're going to the desert. I'm compelled to ask why. Honestly. Like, why would I go to a desert? It's sand. I knew Aqaba, so I'm pretty smart. Yay, thank you! I don't know, I mean, maybe it's because I've never been to a desert. It's like, okay, what is there to see in a desert aside from sand and sand dunes, and maybe there's a cactus. Depends on what kind of desert you're in. It's rough and gets everywhere. Hi, Yurie. Hello, Fate. Welcome. So the beast is still loose. Name one thing fun about the desert. Nobody else is probably out there. There probably aren't that many animals to nom you, but then there are not very many animals to hug. It's just a whole lot of nothing. Except heat. And I hate heat. Work is done for the day. Awesome. Oh, yep, there's MHXX or Echan or... Oh yeah, she also had a detector thing, and she basically detected that Eresh is a beast, but kind of just let it go. Or she has like a beast detector or threat detector. She has something. Plus, I don't think there are any cool pyramids in Dubai. Not the ancient ones, that's for sure. If they have pyramids in Dubai, they probably built them recently. Camel rides are fun. I've never ridden a camel, so I wouldn't know. I know there's a lot of things I haven't done, a lot of things I haven't seen. I'm ignorant and dumb, but I know where Aqaba is. There's at least that. You know, I certainly go against the American stereotype of not knowing anything about the world outside of America. So I have that going for me, at least. Yay? That's fine, Cooper. All these nicknames I get called. Honestly, story, this event isn't even bad. It's just yeah. My biggest complaint about this event has been the setting. And the amount of wanking about said setting that there's been in the story. Which just seems like either they've been bribed or they really don't know what's under the surface of all this glittery, tacky, rich asshats playground stuff there is. Does anyone know where the BB Dubai banner is coming up? People were saying that it's gonna happen when the ordeal call comes out. So what, like a week or so from now? It's gonna be a bit. Still a great deal of development. I don't know if they're developing any more. Dubai has been revealed for being in the dangerous region that it is recently. You don't want to build in Dubai no more. What kind of buildings would I add to Tenno? American, well, just can't use Jordan. Yeah, but the point I was trying to make, Tinsoma, is that, you know, I didn't learn that stuff in an American school. I learned it on my own through, you know, studying history and playing a lot of games where, you know, there's world maps and locations and whatnot. Oh, look, it's a lot of sand. So you can't give credit to the US schooling system for me knowing the geography that I do. Honestly, it was... And I went to a good school, too. Like, and it still was just kind of whatever. Can Tenno add a water park to her city? I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I mean... Tenochtitlan, Mexico City, is built on a lake, though they've built over the lake by now. Oh! Barcast! Hey! Didn't want to be Yeah, I know, but I was being stereotypical. I was making jabs at the stereotype. It's Barcast! I'm glad. It's finally a friendly face. Behold the perfect woman. I mean, I do like Barcast. Perfect? I don't know, but, you know, I'm very picky. And besides, I don't require a perfect. That's one thing I do think about sometimes, that it does seem like, especially like the modern dating scenes, everyone's going for perfect, but you're never gonna find perfect. And if you do, you know, wow, lucky you. But basically, don't try to go for a perfect score. Go for, like, you know, 90% or something. 90% is okay. As long as the core bits are good. You know, that's a decent person, all that. Anyway. Conservation efforts? What is there to conserve in a desert? Isn't, she cooks, she cleans, she's chivalrous, she's environmentally conscious, she's heroic, and she's a dog. Okay, those are all definite plus points. Woof. That is my dog impression. Bad feeling about this? Why would you have a bad feeling about this? The thing I don't like about Jordan is that the quality of the education doesn't match the difficulty of it. In what regard? I don't know a damn thing about Jordan's education. Not a thing. Other than that, I guess it exists. Also, she can eat you if you're not careful. That is true. Oh yeah, because I guess we're driving over dunes. XX Alter. Okay, I guess that's what we'll call her. That's an easier. She driving fast. Vroom. Are they riding cars in the desert? Yep. Or, that's the impression I'm getting, so. Ladies hate this. It's really dangerous in there. I bet it is. Arabian Oryx and the Caracal are Dubai desert animals that were on the endangered list. I didn't know that. I mean, as I said, I don't really know anything. I am ignorant dummy when it comes to deserts. Ah! No, it crashed. No. It's our first crash. Oh, bugger. It fucking crashed. Jordan is ranked 4th of Arab countries and 50th world in terms of education? Huh. So it's okay, but, or I mean, by global standards, it's okay, but, is it like really, but you were saying, you mentioned difficulty, is it like really difficult despite that, or? I don't know. Anyway, oh, it's a single enemy. Let's kill it! So we're fighting the metaphorical maniacal driving taken form. It does seem that, yeah, we are, because it's named Wild Driving. We're fighting, so the classes are difficult, but it's not really good quality. That's unfortunate. Which probably means that for the students who are, you know, above average, it probably feels like tedious, obnoxious boredom. In that case, like, oh, it's so much. No, get me out of here. This is dumb. Why am I doing all this crap? Actually, that's how I feel in Felton School in general. But let's just move on. Ciel has some lessons to teach.
いいですね。いいですね。お好きなように話はもっと通りなさい。待望のシエルサマー。
And if I had just done 3 Buster cards, I probably would have killed this thing. Oh well, we can MP next turn.
いきません。いいですね。
Burn!
現在固定主の皆において第7の死因よ火よ鉄は炎に精霊よこの魂を救いたまえ
We have overcome the difficult driving. Yay. Hello, Barcast. Oh, we made it. Drinking 360 degrees of desert. Yay, it's sand. Speaking of rare animals, we've seen what a sand shrew looks like? No. I'm not really knowledgeable about animals, except that, you know, we should, like, not be mean to animals. So much corruption in the system. If you're the son of a politician who barely passed, you'll get in a better college than the kid who got 99, but nobody knows. I hate that shit. That's obnoxious. And that's not a system that's like that. Tinsoma does not encourage that does not encourage quality at all. I mean, there are places in the US that are like that in a sense. You know, like Harvard, for example, like, you know, for admissions, they have easier admissions if, like, the students, like, parents had gone to Harvard beforehand. So there's things like that. But that's only, like, you know, some specific places of that nature. And I don't think anybody holds Harvard up anymore, honestly. Not in the light of more recent event. But yeah, that if you have a school system that's based on not, you know, the meritocracy, who's not based on, you know, who does the best and, you know, advancing the people who do the best, then, you know, it's based on who you know, and then, you know, there's no incentive to do well because it's all predetermined. And so the end result, I would expect in a system like that, is you would just get graduates who are well connected, but they don't know anything, or or at the very least, they're not experts in their field, because they didn't need to be experts in their field, because they could just skate in because they knew somebody, or they're, you know, they bribed somebody or whatnot. They don't have the expertise that the education should actually provide. And and that bleeds through your whole society as well, because if your education system is pumping out people who are lesser quality but connected, then the people you are hiring are lesser quality but connected. The work in your businesses, in your government, in everything is going to be affected by that. That's a bad way to run things. That's a really bad way to run things. Anyway, let's set aside that tangent for now and explore the desert. Desert is safe. I mean, I guess if nobody else is out there. But, oh yeah, of course, because it's near that place. Stop it, MASH. You're better than this. I do prefer a dessert over a desert. Me too. I want some dessert right now. Damn it. Come on, Nash. I mean, the kind of landscape, I mean, sure, it'd be, you know, interesting, but nature certainly has a lot to offer, which is an interesting thing for me to say, considering that I don't get out very much. Why do milkshakes cost $5 plus now? What? That's dumb. It better be a damn good milkshake. The only thing you like about Jordan is the safety? Yeah, you don't usually... I mean, I know Jordan's had some shit in the past. With, like, Black September, for example. But that was 50 years ago, so... You know, so there is that potential, but... Yeah, my understanding is that sort of crap is kept under a lid. Depends on the place you get it. For the milkshake? Some sort of creature in the desert corrupting people. What? Heroes? Corruption? A hero corruptor? Yeah, I know, the only Fey Knight we haven't seen yet is Melu. That's right, we haven't seen Melu. We saw Bavanshi earlier in her, like her, like, study second ascension form. And now we've got Barghast. See? Hero corruption, what is this, Doshin? Isn't Morgan a phase? Yeah, we haven't seen Morgan either, that's true. But I think the comment above that GNA put is about the Fairy Knights, and technically Morgan's not a Fairy Knight, she's just the boss of the Fairy Knights. Steak and Shake? I've never heard of Steak and Shake. The places around here are like, there's Five Guys for burgers. They have good shakes. Yeah, that's the only shakes I can think of in a local area that I know of. Had some problems, but the small size of Jordan makes it nearly impossible to hide a run for more than a month. Huh. And I imagine if that's, I mean, Jordan borders has Saudi Arabia to the south, but that's like straight desert in that part. And then Iraq to the east, but that's also like the desert part of it. You know, so you've got like two borders there. You're just walking into straight desert. To the north you have Syria, which, I mean, Syria's not in a civil war anymore, but it's still not a safe place. You don't want to go there. And then to your west is Israel and the West Bank, which is, I mean, I don't know. That depends on who you are, I suppose. Hello, Yurie. How are you today? I'm not doing so well. I'm having to process a lot of bad shit. Oh, I hope you do better, Days at Grays. It's nice to see you again. We just arrived in the desert. A foreigner? A foreigner and a assassin. Who should we bring with us? Oh, we can bring MHXX. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, what do we, They don't drop it. Charge! Nowhere to run, literally. Yeah. So there's a villain plotting in the cave. It's almost kind of stereotypical. A dark cave is the lair of a sinister beast. Mwahahahaha. And it's Jacques de Molay. Oh goodness, nobody told me to expect guests. Welcome to my humble abode, everyone. And that is my... Was that even a Frenchish accent? That was terrible. I'm sorry, I can't do French accents. Oh my, why are you looking at me, master? What even is that? No, stop it. Black Goat's a devil summoner, Grand Master of the Knights of Temple Noir, who's plotting to conquer the galaxy. Sacre bleu, Molay. What bullshit are you back on now? I was reading Riley's comment there. Also, black and noir mean the same thing. They do. Craziest thing I learned today is the Waffle House is not in every state in the US. Well, yeah. I think that is one thing that people who are not from the US or have not been to the US don't really know about the US. Is just how big the damn country is and how much variety there is throughout the country. Like, you know, while there is a general, like, you know, some cultural things are the same in the US, there's a lot of, like, local variety. I mean, every country has some degree of local variety. I mean, not everywhere in France is the same. Not everywhere in England is the same. Or, well, Britain as a whole. But, you know, so there is, you know, you're gonna have a very different experience in the southern US than you are in New England, for example, or the Pacific Coast where I've lived. You know, or Texas, or, you know, the Midwest. There's a lot of variety and a lot of different stuff you'll run into. And sure, there's some, like, you know, stores and whatnot that are more or less universal, like Walmart or McDonald's or whatnot. But then there's, like, local stuff, like, you know, you're mentioning Waffle Houses. I've never been to a Waffle House. Or a store named Waffle House. I've never even seen one, honestly. I've heard of them, but I've never seen them. And yeah, Florida, yeah, Steven's mentioning Florida because he lives in Florida. I mean, you've got, you know, the southern Florida, which is, you know, very urban, you know, with Miami and Orlando and whatnot. But then you've got, like, northern Florida, not so much. And then you've got, like, the little, like, Okada, Izo, what are you doing here? What accent am I putting on now? What the fuck? No. And now even he's glazing Dubai. Come on. Is she Molay as in Jacques de Molay? Yes, Jacques de Molay. The last Grand Master of the Knights Templar who was roasted by the King of France because the King of France didn't want to pay debt. South Florida is practically Latin America personified. Central Florida is families and old people, and North Florida is the Old South. Yeah. And California, where I spent most of my time, is also very, like, there's Southern California, which is what most people who don't live in California is what they think of as California. You know, LA, Hollywood, you know, vapid, rich people, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5, you know? But then there's the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, you know, the tech hub. And there's the Central Valley, you know, where I grew up, you know, Sacramento and whatnot. And then you've got Northern California, which is, you know, a lot more rural and rugged and There's a lot of like mountains and stuff. It's a very interesting state because you can drive, you know, in one direction you'll hit beaches, another direction you'll hit snow. And you might hit deserts, another, you know, it's... Anyway. I have so many questions about why the last Templar leader is a busty goth girl. My understanding of Jacques de Molay, remember, there are two different versions of Jacques de Molay in Fate. There's the Saber version, which is closer to the historical version, I've never met that Jacques de Molay, so I can't speak on that. And then there's the Foreigner version, which is kind of like, basically, there's the real Jacques de Molay, which is the Saber version, and then there's all the things that Jacques de Molay was accused of being during his trial for heresy, and that's the Foreigner version. Like the curse of Jacques de Molay, the curse of the Knights Templar that killed off the Capet dynasty in France after Molay was executed. I haven't done a video on Molay, but there's a lot to say there, is my point. Riley, it's not uncommon for people from Europe and Japan to not understand the scale of the US. They think they can go from Disney World to New York City in a day. Maybe if all you did was drive there and back. Yeah, it's hundreds of miles. Like, the distance from New York to Florida, like, that's gonna take you, like, what, 8-10 hours at least of a drive, and that's assuming you don't run into traffic. Gotta go sleep, keep my sleep schedule. Okay, Tensoma, thank you for popping in. Have a good night. And thanks for all the extra bits about Jordan. That was interesting. We're getting Saber, Jacques de Molay, and yeah, we are gonna get him. He's out on JP, but anyway, let's continue story. This Molay is an innocent monster, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Yeah, so Foreigner Jacques de Molay is basically all the things that the real Jacques de Molay was accused of being, rather than what Jacques de Molay actually was, which is closer to what the Saber version is, I assume. I don't know because I've not seen the Saber version. I don't know what he's like. So I can't, you know. No, you couldn't. It took us half a day nonstop driving to go from Miami to Tennessee. New York's out of the question. Okay. I didn't know that because I've never been on the East Coast in that regard. Because, see, as I said, I grew up on the West Coast, and I know that if you drive from, and because I've done this drive, and it sucks, if you drive from, say, Sacramento, so central northern California, you can make it to Canada. It's going to take you like 15 hours, but you can do it. Shelving Unit, thank you for the raid. Welcome back, everyone. Did you have a good stream? Awesome. Nice to see you again. You raided us yesterday. Know a bit about big countries. Argentina's. I crashed again. No. Just as we were about to start a fight. Argentina also has every biome. Yeah, Argentina's a big country. It's a really big country. Giant lava being? Lava? Family's driven to Florida from the Philly area in a day, but we left before 5 and got there at like 10. Yeah, it's... Yeah, when I mentioned, like, I've done drives from, like, Sacramento to Canada, you start those drives at, like, 5 in the morning. Like, those are long drives. And, of course, you know, have to sit out and, you know, have a lunch break and a breakfast break and whatnot. Oh, Sutra. Oh, you fought Sutra in Lost Belt 2. Wait, did you finish Lost Belt 2? Oh, you started fighting him, okay. Alright, we're on Izo. Oh, you had to stop because phone is... Oh, damn, okay. Well, you're on him. The great menace, the fire giant of Lost Belt 2. Mwahahaha. No, don't do it.
女神のクリアスごちそう広いんだ
He's so good. I mean, he is like a fire giant, so that makes sense. Invincible, attack. Not yet. No, that's a priest charge. Don't do that. Eresh, MHXX, Ciel. Argentina has a new biome, Salty Tears Marshes. I think Argentina might have some actual marshes in real life. I don't know. Wait, you just put evade up. It's a one-turn evade. What a dick. Wait. Sure hit. Ciel's MP ignores evade. Also, let's get... No, it's this one. Also, I know I've only been in 2 Lost Belts so far, but I'm starting to see a pattern fighting titanic ginormous beings. You won't necessarily fight them in... Well, actually, let me think about that. Do you fight gigantic, enormous beings in all the Lost Belts? Without spoiling. So, just a yes or no question. Lost Belt 1? Yes. Lost Belt 2? Yes. Lost Belt 3? Not really? I don't remember. Lost Belt 4? I don't think so. Lost Belt 5? Kind of. Lost Belt Olympus? Yes, you most definitely do. Heian-kyo? Not really. Kind of. He's kind of yeah, I'm trying not to count the trees. Lost Belt 6? Yes, you do. Several of them. Tunguska? Yes. Traum? I don't think you do in Traum. And 7 you do. Definitely. That's the, okay, what am I doing again? Right, violence. Now Scotty's gonna defeat Sutra considering that she worked with the Snow Queen. Okay. There's a lot of giants to fight though. Well, I wasn't, when I was making those counts, that's not necessarily giants that you're fighting. Those are just like, you're fighting beings who are large. Let's put it that way. Ooh, she's almost dead. Alright, this is a death ride now. Not enough. Alright. Boop, boop, and boop. I was very excited. There's some very hard fights ahead. Oh, we've not seen this MP before. Reaper Sight. Unleash the Reaper. Nice. That's the Argentina Salt Marsh. Yeah, I know that was a joke, but... Alright, Izo has been taken care of. We'll have Ciel fire off the MP next turn and finish. There's a lot less clothes on MHXX. It's a swimsuit. It's, you know, there's gonna be less clothing. Oh, bad move, Mollet. That's number 3. Being yelled at to get supports. You have no support servants except for lower tier ones? Damn. Yeah, some of the fights that you'll be running into in the later Lost Belts are going to be very difficult. Not just for people who, you know, are lacking supports. They're just hard fights. They're gonna be hard fights of particular note, difficult fights in Lost Belt 5.2. Olympus has some really hard fights, kind of notorious. Lost Belt 6 does as well. And 7 has a pretty big one as well. So you have time before you get to those, but yeah, you got some hard fights in your future. I'd have a good CE, they might help you. Yeah, craft essences are helpful. Big time. I'm told that apparently the SSRs I own are good servants. Which, shelving unit, which SSRs do you have? And yeah, it's not just SSRs, they're good servants of all rarities, honestly. But you deadass don't see it? Well, you bitch. You killed Ciel! No! Damn you, Jacques de Molay. God damn it. Now I just got Bart and... I mean, Space Eresh, but she doesn't have many cards now. Not yet. Actually, no, go ahead. Save that for when we have an NP. Alright, Robin Hood. And then Eresh. So for example, among this list, Robin Hood is pretty good. Bard is okay. He has some nice skills, so okay, you just posted the list. Sanzong, single target caster. Sanzong is good. Sanzong is very good. Melu is amazing. What does Honore mean? Honore! Like, what does it? It's like, you know, damn you or something to that effect. I don't know. It's been a while. Super Orion. Oh! You have Super Orion? Oh, nice. Okay. Your account having Super Orion this early is that's a treat. Saber Medusa. I've not really used Saber Medusa, honestly. I do have Saber Medusa, but she might have her uses. Andromeda. I don't have Andromeda. She's quick AoE rider, right? She may be alright. Achilles is pretty decent. Taigong Wang is a borderline support character. He's got some good stuff in him. Summer Kama is excellent. Summer Nero is pretty good too. Europa's alright. Draco is good. Draco is very good. Tiamat is very good. Space Eresh is good. Karna is alright. Yeah, you got some good stuff among those 5 stars. Yeah, Super Orion is, Saber Medusa is very good. Okay, I haven't used Saber Medusa very much because, I mean, I did get Saber Medusa during the GSSR at New Year's, remember? But I barely have used her because I have better people, if we're being honest. Arash's MP, you don't see the purpose of using Super Orion's MP? His MP is really good. It is better if he's by himself, though. Super Orion is a, You don't see it adding noteworthy buffs? Okay, well, when we're done with this dialogue, I'm going to open it up and show you what you're missing out on. Use Arash a lot, but I've only played... Yeah, Arash is really good. Especially for a new account. Izo and Mole getting choked by Barcast. Wait. Please don't Ereshkigal, even if we only eliminated one possibility, that's still oh. She just gave away, Ereshkigal's such a goof. Mash is in canon a very bad... I mean, it makes sense. Mash is a very earnest and honest person, so of course she wouldn't make for a good liar. It's not in her nature. Which is a good thing. Eresh is so cute, can't see her begin. I know. I'm still, like, wondering why she's been turned into a beast. It does not seem right. Huh? Zenobia? Sheba? Oh god, it's Sheba. Illegal money lending? What, that's what Sheba is up to? I mean, we know that's what she's into. That's all she fucking does. It's all her character is. Wait, what? What loan shark? Sheba's always been the loan shark. Zenobia, who are you talking about? A lot of bad. Oh, all right, cutscene over. Jacques was doing the loan sharking. That's, I mean, the Knights Templar were bankers. They did become bankers. That's part of what brought them down, is because, you know, the Knights Templar had offered loans to numerous entities, including the King of France. And the King of France, not wanting to pay back his loans, decided to conspire with the Pope to get the Templars accused of heresy, so that he didn't have to pay his debts back. That's really what it boiled down to. Special quest. Wait, was that it? We just have to get our tourism points up, do this, and then... Wow, that was short. That was a really short... This story node was only 2 parts? What the hell? That was really short. Okay, anyway, let me open Super Orion. Yeah, there's a that was a really short time gate. That's okay, where are you? There you are. Nerd! Super Orion. FGO is a surprising correlation of woman from a desert region and also being really hot. Now that you mention that, I think you're right. I mean, Zenobia, Nitocris. Okay, so Super Orion skills. Buster card, special attack, the Buster buff here, of course, is nice if you get triple Buster cards right here in one turn for Super Orion. And so you can maximize this, because it's only 1 turn long. And then Guts, attack for 3 turns, and also a Star Bomb. Obviously, if you want to crit with Super Orion, you want the stars. Star Gather rate for 3 turns, increase, and then this is it, also a 1 turn super damage buff right here. So 2 of these skills are like 1-turn super buffs, and then this is a, you know, you can use it for more than 1 turn, but you really want to use the Star Bomb when you have a lot of Buster cards to use them with, because Super Orion's big damage is with Buster cards, and Buster crits in particular, because he hits really freaking hard. Damage cut. As for his MP, ignore invincibility. That's ignore invincibility, and also ignore evade for 3 turns. It's also an attack buff. It's a crit strength buff, which increases with overcharge. Debuff immunity, and star gen per turn every turn for 3 turns. This is a self buff, and a damn good one. So Super Orion actually kind of works at his best solo. It's kind of his whole thing, because the way that you want to use Super Orion is you want him to keep using his cards, because his MP doesn't do damage. It gives him a lot of nice buffs, but it doesn't do damage. Wait a minute, I can put myself right side up again. Whee! Right, I'm back. I am no longer a bat. You don't need a star generator for Orion to leap. Another star character does work. So, things you can do to help with Super Orion and stars. You may not have these options, but if you have characters who can generate stars, Merlin, for example, his MP adds star gen per turn for 5 turns. So Merlin is an option for this sort of thing. Himiko, who is actually similar to Super Orion in the sense that she also relies on Buster crits. Critical stars per turn every turn for all allies. That's 20 for 3 characters, 24 stars per turn. Probably not use Himiko for this. Hans exists. Yeah, where's Hans? He's, where are you, Hans? Where are you, Hans? There you are. Increase crit for all allies. Star drop rate for all good allies. Is Super Orion good? I think he might be. Increase MP gain. MP strength for evil. Increase crit strength for all allies who are not good balanced or evil. Wait. Doesn't that cover just about everything? Stars per turn. Yeah, there's a lot of servants that can give stars per turn. You know, whether it's high-end servants like Merlin or lower tier but more accessible servants like Hans that can give you stars. There's also, doesn't, what's his name? Mozart. Yeah, Mozart has a star bomb right here as his 3rd skill. Yeah, but Super Orion, at his best, he works best by himself. Oh yeah, there's also craft essences. Let's not forget those. Wait. So there are craft essences that also double as star bombs. So this was from a past event right here. So 20 stars when entering the field. If you have somebody equipped with a craft essence, there's a lot of craft essences like this, where you gain 20 stars when the servant who's using this craft essence joins the battle. So this is something you can use as well. There's also craft essences like 2030. This is 10 stars per turn. Yeah, I think... Wait, let me see what's going on in chat right now. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I barely paid any attention to the lower tier servants. Give me a minute. Do I have a pod? I don't have a pod. Damn it! I don't have a pod. I was gonna show something. Well, actually, no, Shelving, you mentioned that, that you got into FGO because you watched my videos, which is so cool to hear. In the Ushiwaka Maru video, I brought Ushiwaka, when I showed off Ushi's MP, I brought Ushi to this node right here, which is a 90++ quest node against a single enemy with over 1 million health, and against this caster Elizabeth, and I killed this in one shot. I had a lot of buffs, but I had Ushiwaka, a 3-star servant, level 70. I didn't grail Ushiwaka, hit for over 1 million damage, because Ushi really does hit that hard with the right buffs, and just in general. So let me pull up, only show low tier servants. Funny you should mention the Ushi video is rewatching it. Awesome. Okay, so here's some, I'm pulling out lower tier servants. I filtered it by 3 stars and below. I've never used Theseus. Bedivere hits like a truck. Yeah, what Trey just said on YouTube. Bedivere hits really freaking hard. He's an excellent single target saber. Caesar can also hit really hard for a single target saber. William Tell can hit decently hard. I've not really used Sugitani. Billy the Kid can hit pretty hard. Fergus is a good cheap AoE. Yeah, Fergus has AoE saber, but he's alright. He's not terrible, but he's not really, like, high quality either. David has AoE evade. He puts evade and health regen on all of his allies with Harp of Healing. This is a Tristan has this skill too, if I remember correctly. Yurale is anti-mail and she's a single target archer that her MP has a significant damage buff against male servants. You said that you used Super Orion to fight in Camelot, right? Against Gawain, because Gawain is kind of an infamous tough boss. Before Super Orion became a thing in FGO, people used Yurale to fight Gawain because she hits really damn hard and she's really accessible because she's a 3-star archer. You spam Super Orion for all of Camelot? Makes sense. Yeah, when I played Camelot, Super Orion didn't exist yet. Super Orion came out after I finished Camelot, so I had to use Yurale for that. Robin Hood is also really good. He inflicts poison with this first skill that he has, and then his MP, if I remember right, does extra damage to poisoned enemies. So basically you use Robin Hood, get poison on your opponent, and then fire this off, and you can hit him really hard with his MP. Hector, Romulus, Cuchulainn. Cuchulainn's big thing is he's very survivable. So Guts 1 time for 5 turns. So that lasts a while, but this is also on a 7 turn. I mean, I have it at level 9, so even if you haven't leveled this skill, that's an 8-turn cooldown for a 5-turn Guts. You could have potentially make this a 6-turn cooldown for a 5-turn Guts. If you max it out. 3 times evade. If he, like, that's not a cooldown, that's not a turn limit right there. He will evade 3 attacks forever. I mean, but once he gets hit 3 times, it goes away, but, you know. And he also has a heal. Cuchulainn is very survivable. He's what is called a last stand unit in many ways, where he's a servant you throw in when all your other servants are dead. Like, you put him in your last slot of your roster, and you use him as, like, you know, the guy that you use to, like, try to win the fight at the very end and hope that you don't die. People are mentioning Chengong. We'll get to Chengong, don't worry. Mandricardo can hit pretty good. I haven't used him a lot because by the time I got Mandricardo, I already had some pretty good people to fill his role. But he can hit pretty damn hard. I mean, this gets him killed if he uses, anyway. Red Hair, Columbus, Alexander. I already mentioned Ushiwaka. AoE MP gain, quick buffs, AoE attack buff, personal strength buff, and a star bomb, and evade, and this MP hits really freaking hard. This MP is really, really good. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to Arash yet, because we're just in the 3 stars. Boudica is basically MASH, but worse. Honestly, Boudica needs better skills. Medusa's decent. Imagine if Ushi had starting charge. I know. If Ushiwaka is a 3-star, but has the capability, like, she's like a 4 or 5-star, potentially. Floop is not here right now, I believe. I think he's at work right now. But he grailed his Ushiwaka. And his Ushi is a monster. Asclepius is story-locked, I believe. Asclepius is basically a budget Castoria. So he has a really big heal spell right here. MP gain for all allies. MP charge for all allies. Asclepius is and his MP gives guts to allies, restores their health, and gives them a one-time debuff immune. Yeah, Shufu is also budget Castoria, but Asclepius is also really good. He's just more heal-oriented rather than heal survival-oriented, whereas Shufu is closer to a Castoria, lower-tier Castoria. Should resurrect dead allies, but that would be too OP. It would, but Asclepius does add guts, so that is useful. Avisabron, Paracelsus is damn good. All allies arts card buff. And one ally gets an MP gain buff. Paracelsus is a good art support character. And also his MP doesn't hit very hard, but it is AoE caster, and you can make a good use of that. Paracelsus is very good. Caster Ku is okay, not for you because you haven't done Lost Belt 6 yet, but when you do Lost Belt 6, you get a skill upgrade for Caster Ku that makes him amazing for Buster looping. Well, you don't have Koyanskaya, so you wouldn't be able to do that yet, but Caster Ku is damn good. And one of my first videos, when I was just learning how to make videos, when I was getting the idea that I could make videos, I made a looping video for Ku Caster that's still relevant. Yeah, so Caster Ku is not good right away, but once you get to a certain point in Lost Belt 6, you unlock a buff for his skill, and he becomes really, really good. Yeah, before that buff, Caster Ku is not very good. Honestly, yeah, Ku Caster before the buff is just like, whatever. After the buff he gets, he's amazing. It was very much a life-changing buff for him. Medea, single target caster, so she can hit pretty damn hard against assassin enemies, but her MP removes all buffs from from enemies. Yeah, this is amazing. So you wanna, if an enemy has defense buffs and they're not locked into defense buffs that you can't remove, she can remove them. So very skilled. Izo is locked behind good events. You probably don't have Izo. He hits really hard. And yeah, also the other thing about Medea, her MP charge skill, I don't have this leveled up beyond level 6 because this is already 100% MP charge right here. She has a crazy good MP charge. I don't need to level this higher. I just did because I lowered the cooldown. Yeah, Izo is anti-humanoid with this skill, he hits really damn hard. Serenity's all right. Mokotaro, whatever. Jackal's not very good. Jackal's one of the worst servants in the game, honestly. There are very few servants in FGO that are genuinely bad. Sadly, Jackal is one of them. Jackal, Phantom, Geronimo. Like, some servants just, they really need help. They really need help to be worth the damn, and unfortunately they're not there yet. Hang on a second. Boop, boop, and boop. Chinka, Mori Nagayoshi. Yeah, Jackal has a fun gimmick, but they're just not... It's a cool idea that Jekyll and Hyde had, but it's not very good. Kiyohime, AoE, you can use Kiyohime. Lu Bu is fairly competent. He can hit pretty hard. I mean, at this point, you said you're in Lost Belt 2, so Lu Bu's probably not very good anymore. But for a low-tier, brand-new account, so for Nameless, who's also a newer player, I believe, Nameless, you're about to start Okeanos, right? I believe Nameless was talking about having just finished Septum, so... Yeah, Lu Bu is a competent, low-tier, you know, rawr, I hit things. Salieri is harder to get, but he is also a very good AoE arts character. It is harder to get him. You can usually only get him on limited banners, but if you can get Salieri, he's very good. Shufu is amazing. MP gain for all allies, arts buff for all allies, crit strength buff for all allies, anti-undead for all allies, MP charge for one ally, and she has extra buffs for Yume Ren, but you don't use that, honestly. Can you use LB servants in the singularity to start a new account? Yes. Wait. B as Heracles with the Bonsi? Wait a minute. Shelving unit, aka B, it's Heracles with his Bonsi and isn't using him? Have you done a Grail event? A Grail, Heracles is a monster. If you have Heracles with his Bond Craft Essence, you get this at Bond 10. So you slap this Craft Essence on Heracles. He is like, I mentioned before that Cuchulainn. So Cuchulainn is basically a servant that is really capable of not dying. That Cuchulainn is like a last stand character that, you know, you put him in as your last character in your roster and you keep Cuchulainn, you know, Cuchulainn can stay alive while you desperately try to finish off your last opponent. Heracles does that too, with his craft essence attached, but he's even better at it. Heracles is like the ultimate last stand servant. Heracles is amazing. Okay, where were we? We did Shufu. Paris, single target arch. Paris is alright. Leonidas has a taunt skill. If you are doing a boss fight and you want your enemy to not kill your attacker, you want somebody who can keep your enemy's attention off your attacker or your buff character, your support character. Leonidas can make enemies attack him with his taunt skill. And he has a guts skill, so if he gets killed, he'll come back. Oh yeah, and he has AoE Buster buff as well. Oh yeah, and also his MP is also a taunt that improves his defense. He's kind of a gimmick in the sense that, you know, he's a taunt character. There's a couple servants like him. Georgios, St. George is another one. We'll get to him in a moment. Leonidas has some very useful, good uses in that regard. Benkei's not very good. He also has a taunt. If you're desperate, you could use Benkei as a taunt servant, but nobody really uses him for that. Blackbeard Georgios, I just mentioned. Taunt for 3 turns, a self-heal, a guts. This guy don't die. And he also has an anti-dragon single-target MP, so he's good at... yeah, Georgios will usually survive for about 2 turns. Georgios is probably... Okay, Mash is the best taunter in the game. Like, the best character to hold people's attention. Georgios is probably number 2. And then Leonidas. Chengong. Well, you mentioned that you do not have many of the meta support characters. Really, no other servant hold a candle. Mash is amazing. Mash is a hold people's... Yeah, they're to use MMO terminology, Mash is a tank. Georgios is a tank. Leonidas is a tank. To use MMO terminology, like tank, healer, DPS, they're tank characters. And they're very good at it. Anyway, back to Chengong. Chengong, if you don't have meta support characters, so if you don't have Waver, you don't have Scotty, Castoria, Koyanskaya, you're probably going to get a bit less use out of him, because what Chengong's treat is, he has 2 things of note. He has these Buster crit buffs for Berserkers. It's what I use him for. I don't have pods, unfortunately. I do not have pods. I cannot show you how this works in practice right now, but I would if I could. You use Andromeda as a punching bag? I wouldn't do that. I'll actually, let me back out. Let me show you why you don't do that. Andromeda, the big reason why you want to use low-tier servants for your taunt tank characters is because of this, right here. Oh wait, I'm blocking it. Ah! This. Party cost is the big reason. Because if you use a 5-star character... Hang on, let me find a blank roster. If you use a 5-star character, it costs 16 to add a 5-star character to your roster. If you add for every... It limits the number of characters and craft essences you can add to your parties if you choose only 5-star characters of that quality. But Georgios, Leonidas, they cost 4. And Mash costs 0. No party cost whatsoever to use Mash. So they're a lot cheaper to use, and it allows you, because they are cheaper to add to your party, it means you can add more or other characters that are better. So, let me find... This is my Chengong roster right here. So I can't show you how this works in practice because I can't do the quest right now. But, okay, so I have Hijikata Toshizo, 5-star Berserker. I have Chengong, I have Oberon as support, and Merlin. These 2 slots are extra slots. these characters don't... I add these characters here to get Bond experience, which is why... so I put Nero Bride because, okay, she's Bond 5 now. She doesn't need to be there anymore. Let's add the 2 Summer Servants so they can get some Bond XP. So this is what makes them relevant, even there. Yes, exactly. So just actually, I don't need to show. Yeah, hang on. So one thing that I use my Chen Gong for is, so I give. God damn it! I wish I could show this right now, but I can't. I can't show it for another 4 hours when I get my pod refund. So I'm gonna try to like make the. I'm gonna create an image. I'm going to describe how the fight goes and hope you can picture it. So I have Oberon as the support character. He gives buffs to Hijikata, and then I use my my Mystic Code to use Order Change, the plug suit. You should have a. You don't get this Mystic Code until Tunguska, I believe. So Lost Belt 6.2. You have something like it in the form of the Chaldea combat uniform. Lets you switch one party member in your front line for somebody who's in your back line. This is a damn good Mystic Code. And so is this other one, which is basically like this, but better. Well, anyway, this is what I use. So I switch out Oberon for Merlin, and then Merlin gives all his buffs to Hijikata. Make Hijikata hit as hard as possible. Chen Gong gives... Oh. I'm supposed to hold. Chen Gong gives his Buster buff, which is good for Berserkers specifically, gives this buff to Hijikata. I also do a bunch of MP charges with Oberon and Merlin as well. So by the time that I'm ready to fight, Chen Gong and Hijikata both have 100% MP charge for this. Hijikata also has a gut skill. So he has a Buster buff. He has a gut skill. So if his HP is wiped out, he revives for 1 health. But he also has this buff, which is also but it's in his MP charge actually. It's in his MP. So Hijikata is a single target Buster servant that does more damage based on how low his HP is. So let's say he does. I'm throwing numbers out of the ether right now. So let's say if Hijikata was at 100% health, he would do 50,000 damage, let's say. But if he is at like 1 health, he's gonna do like 200,000 damage. So he does more damage the lower health he is. There's other servants that work like this. Anne and Mary, Anne Bonny and Mary Reed work the same way. So how I use this roster is that when it's time to attack a single enemy, I use Chen Gong's MP first, because Chen Gong's MP does AoE caster damage, and it kills the servant ahead of him in the roster. It's a sacrifice. But because Hijikata has guts, it doesn't kill him. It activates Hijikata's guts and brings him down to 1 HP. And then my second card that I'm using is Hijikata's MP. So I use Chen Gong's MP to bring Hijikata down to 1 health, and then I use Hijikata's MP and hit for well over 1 million damage. Because he also has Black Grail as his craft essence, which boosts his MP strength by 80%. Because I have a max limit broken Black Grail. This is a super Black Grail. Yeah, so Hijikata in this team I have set up right here is for fighting one single enemy with only 1 HP bar and hitting that single enemy really, really hard. And it hits that enemy for over 1 million damage. I can't show what that, well, maybe I can, actually. Maybe if I can find... Is there a free quest that just has a single enemy? Or can I find, like... No, fuck it, I'll just go to Fuyuki. This is what I'll do. I'll show you what this actually looks like in practice instead of just describing it. So... Oberon. For, Oh yeah, did I mention that my Hijikata is only... Ah! It crashed! My Hijikata is only MP1. If I had higher MP levels for my Hijikata, he could hit a lot harder. That was my 4th crash? Damn it! Alright, let's, So this quest I just picked up, yeah, he's not even at his full potential. He's still really good. But yeah, I use him for that at MP1. Okay, Actually, if I'm doing I could do this with Chang'ong. Alright, so we're gonna ignore the first 2 waves. We're just gonna... We have a single enemy in the last wave, so we're just gonna do the first 2 waves. We're gonna hit cards here. It doesn't matter, so... We're trying to go to wave 3 right now, so... I guess this stream has changed from do the event to show what servants can do, kind of thing. Did you just kick a stone ball into it? He kicked a bug. That's a bug. Just woke up with it. Alright, so... Single enemy. It's only 8,000 health, but... Oh, you're right! No, you're right, Trey. This enemy's gonna die to Chang'ong's... No! No! You're right. This example's not gonna work. Damn it! I'm an idiot. No! Oh. I need something stronger than this. You're the level 100 player bullying enemies in the starter area? Pretty much. But I have a better idea. If I can't... I may not be able to do this properly, but I can do something else. Alright, fuck it. This is not gonna work as I intended, but, because Chang'ong is just gonna kill him outright, but, yeah. Even with class disadvantage, yeah, forget it. I will show you something else with Chang'ong. How about that? What about Arash? Arash might be more important. Okay, these are... Ideally, I'd want to find assassins. I don't remember which of these, Septim's Germania has a single berserker in the last wave of one. Oh, thank you, Quartz! Let's do that. Alright, let's... Could you also... Yeah, okay, let me do the Chang'ong thing first, actually. Alright. So I'm gonna use Castoria. I need to set up a second Chang'ong lineup for this. Will you show us why this Chang'ong is inferior to the one from Dynasty Warriors? I'm not playing Dynasty Warriors. Castoria Paracelsus. Where is Paracelsus? No, wait. That's not how this works. I need Paracelsus, just not where I'm putting him. Come on, what bond level? There he is. Alright, put him right there. Astoria. Nope. Waiver. And Dottie. All right, I'm gonna give. So we talked about the power of low tier servants. What about low tier craft essences? This craft essence down here increases all allies' MP gauge by 15% when you die. I'm gonna give Chengong a. You may not have this craft essence, but it's a it's an arts buff, MP strength, and give him a 50% charge to start the battle with. You use that with Arash. I would use K-Scope or an MP charge with Arash personally. This does not matter what I give this Castoria. Actually, no, wait a minute. No. I'm not giving Chengong Ocean Flyer, I'm giving him Black Grail. You don't need that shit. Rar. And I will give this Castoria one of my bond. Where are you? Where are you? I'm looking for the. There it was. There you are. Bond experience. Change the Mystic Code to this one. You should have this one. You get access to this Mystic Code very early in the game. It's a you do a quest to unlock this one. All right. So I'm not gonna have class advantage here, but use Devilish Footy. All right. So this is what I'm gonna. I have the two Castorias, which give MP attack and MP charge to everybody. Castoria is an amazing servant. So Chengong's already at. Wait. Oh, I fucked up already. No, I'm an idiot. Arts buffs. Then I use the order change, swap out. Marco Puff, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Thank you so much. So I swapped in Paracelsus, remember 3-star. MP gain for one ally on his third skill. Give that to Chengong. Arts buff for all allies. So now Chengong has 3 arts buffs for his MP. So you saw how I listed my party out. I can't show it, but so I moved Castoria to the final slot, slot number 6, and traded him for Paracelsus. So when I use Chengong's MP, it's gonna kill Paracelsus. And then it's gonna bring in the character in slot number 4, which is Waiver. So Paracelsus is dead. Of course, it doesn't matter because I got 100% charge. I had got a full refund from Chengong anyway, so. But that's just because of how weak these enemies are. So for Wave 2, I use all of Waver's charge skills, which includes more damage buffs as well. I gave Chengong 50% more charge, and he's up to 184, but that's just because of how weak these enemies are. And now I use Chengong's MP again. So now Waver's dead, but now he's up to 130. Also, what kind of content you want to clear? Yeah, this is just 3-turn farming. So Scotty, in this case, she's a quick support, so she's not going to give Chengong like really good buffs, but she will lower the enemy's defenses, and she will give him another 50% charge if he needs it. He doesn't need it in this fight, but in other fights, harder fights, he would need this. And you know what? Let's give him a quick buff just for fun. And his 10% MP charge also, just for fun. So you do need support characters to make this kind of lineup a Chengong team work, but you can do it that way. Okay, let's find that Germania node that Quartz mentioned, so I can use the Toshizo thing for real. What I was trying to do originally before I screwed up. So Septum, Germania. Oh, I'm already there. That is so much more easier than brute forcing it when farming. Oh, this is 15. Okay, so I'm just gonna card the first two. Do I card the first two waves? Or do I do something else? I got another idea. I'm gonna swap in. I'm gonna put Hijikata. No, I'm gonna. What do I do with the other team? Where are you? 50. Okay, got it. So Chengong, I give. This is a 3-star craft essence, 50% charge, Dragon's Meridium. You can get this with the friend point rolls. It's hard. It's going to take time before you probably see one of these, but you can get this with the friend point rolls you do every day. I'm going to put Hijikata right here. I'm doing something different this time, because I want to show off a different servant. That's a low-tier servant that's also really good. Where the hell is my Hijikata? I sort this by bond level because I'm in... Oh, there he is. Give him a Black Grail. Where is... There it is. Put Merlin right here. Give him his Bonsi. It doesn't matter who's in this last spot because I am putting... this old friend of ours, Arash. But I'm also... Now, normally you would give Arash some support characters. But I'm going to... Or to give him MP charge, I'm just going to give him a K-scope, so I can just do this without screwing up the rest of my roster. So... Do they still have Dragon's Meridian in the friend point pool? I hope so. I hope so. So Arash is a 1-star. 1-star servant. I know, big deal, right? Who gives a shit about a 1-star servant? And his skills, he has an MP charge, a little MP charge for himself, and some other skills you don't care about. And his MP kills himself. It's an AoE buster. AoE buster that kills himself. Well, what's the point of that? Why would you use somebody's MP if it just kills him the first time you do it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because once Arash dies, then you put somebody else in your front line. It's basically like using this Mystic Code, the order change Mystic Code, without actually having to use the order change. So that when Arash dies, I can have Hijikata move into his slot. And then it's, you know, it's like it's a free wave clear, essentially. You can use Arash to wipe out the first wave you're up against, and then you can continue on with the rest of your team. So we're gonna go do that real quick. Ah! Wait, I thought Battle of Kamlan was the only useful 3-star C. I've been burning Dragon's Meridian. Oh, ouch. Tinity, that's... No. Dragon's Meridian is an excellent craft essence, 3-star craft. It's a 50% charge, so if you have other 50% charge Cs, then Dragon's Meridian isn't all that great. But if you don't have it, it can be really nice. So it's... The point I'm trying to emphasize is that these are things that are more accessible for a newer player. I'm showing things that newer players will have easier access to, because my roster is over 5 years old. I don't have to do any of this crap. But people who have just started the game, you do have a bunch of 50% Cs? Okay, then you don't care about Dragon's Meridian so much. Okay, we're just gonna unleash Arash's MP. Without any buffs, without any, anything. Though he does have an MP charge right here. 30% charge. I have his append, so I can use Arash with a 50% craft essence. If I 50% charge craft essence. With the setup, with how I've leveled his skills. And there goes wave 1. And those, 2 of those enemies he had class disadvantage against. I'd like to point that out. Okay, we're just gonna auto-target this one, because we don't care. Shangong's not gonna kill that second guy. Nope. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to get to the 3rd wave here. Because I want to unleash the beast, as it were. I will admit, you said that you've been burning most of your 3-star and below Cs. Wait, when you say burn, do you mean sell, or do you mean turn into CE bombs? What do you mean by burn in this case? Okay, I'm gonna do the Hijikata thing. You don't know what CE bombs are, do you? We'll get to that in a moment. We'll get to that after this. Feed them to your higher tier Cs? Okay. I'll show you something then. So, Oberon's first skill, MP strength, and 20% charge for all allies. This is 50% charge. It decreases the charge after the turn's over, but we don't care about that for this. And then Ending of Dreams is a super buster and MP buff, but it makes that character permanently unusable. Basically, this skill makes the MP that you... let me restate this. Oberon's third skill is a one-turn super buster super MP buff. You put it on a servant. I put it on Hijikata. Hijikata is going to hit really, really, really freaking hard this turn with his MP. But once this turn is over, he's going to be put into a permanent sleep, and you can't use him again. So it's basically like it's like a final shot kind of skill. And then we're gonna swap Oberon out for Merlin. Merlin's gonna give his attack an MP charge. He's also gonna give his Buster buff to Hijikata. Chengong is gonna give his Buster buff to Hijikata, which is also a extra Buster buff for Berserkers. Hijikata's a Berserker. Another Buster buff for Hijikata. Hijikata's Guts to make use of his thing. And his MP charge. It sounds like Oberon's third skill should be saved for last. Yes, exactly that. You only use Oberon's third skill on your final wave, or your final enemy. Okay, and then, while we're at it, boost all allies' attack. Alright, I mentioned this roster before, but now you're gonna see what it actually can do. Though it's against a Berserker, Hijikata's not going to hit quite as hard against a Berserker, but you'll get the idea of how hard he hits in this situation, using Chengong as a helper. So Chengong hits him pretty hard. Hit him for 89k. We are Shin Sen Gumi! 2 million. Yep. Do you want to get in the nitty-gritty of star weight and buff stacking? Maybe not today. But... okay, craft essences. Essence leveling. So, what is my highest level craft essence that is not level 100 right now? This one right here. So this craft essence is level 97. So let me, I'm gonna add these okay, I'm gonna add these 5. I'm gonna try to level this craft essence with these 5 level 1 craft essences. How much does it cost me to use it? 53,000 for these 5. For a level 97 craft essence. Keep that number in mind, 53,000 for a level 97. What if I use this one, a level 1 craft essence, and I use those same exact 5 level 1 craft essences? How much money will this cost me? 1,800. So the lesson here, the higher level the craft essence is you're trying to level up by adding other craft essences to it, the more it costs. Could I scooch over? Oh, wow. Well, actually, what I'm covering up doesn't really matter right now. So basically, it is a lot cheaper to level a level 1 craft essence than it is to feed craft essences to a really high level one, like this. This one's more... So to get around that, you do something called... They call it craft essence bombs. So you find a level 2 craft essence, like this. This is a level 2 craft essence. And I put all of these here. I add I don't have very... Okay, actually, let me do this for real. I am going to sacrifice for the greater good right now. I'm gonna do my free roll for the day. I'm gonna do 101, just to make sure I do this right. You thought people made CE bombs just to have the XP compressed to use all at once? That's the other reason to do it. That's the other reason to do CE bombs, but the other reason is that it's cheaper. It's cheaper to do CE bombs than to just slap XP on a already high level craft essence. Okay, so let's find this one. Okay, so I get all of these. I get 16 1-star craft essences. And then I merge these ones to make an MLB, max limit broken. So I'm putting 20... It cost me 22,000, and this craft essence goes from a level 1 to a level 40, because one of those craft essences I'm adding is a level 39. So this costs 22,000 to go from level 1 to level 40. What if I did the same thing with that level 39 one? Where is it? Let me find it. There it is. So 16 level 1s, and then the 4 right here. So remember, the number before was 22,000. Here... Okay, it's 22,000 here. What am I... Ah! I might be stupid. Anyway, whatever. I got an unexpected result. What happened there? Anyway, so one way to use these 1 and 2 star craft essences is to do stuff like this. You make these big MP bomb. They called craft essence bombs, CE bombs. So I'm gonna make another one with this one, so 16, or actually let's make it 15, so I can use all of these. You can see that I've made big ones already, so... And now I've used up all the ones that I rolled, but I can also add the 3 stars. Here's another way to use those 3-star craft essences you get from the friend rolls that you don't see any use for. You can also use them for these. You can even use 4-star ones for it that you don't use anymore, because some 4-star craft essences aren't very good either. And then this one, I will just slap all these ones on and call it a day. Okie dokie, hurrah! And then once you have these... Wait, what about this one? Oh, there's just one of them. Okay. Fuck it then. And then if you want to level a craft essence, let's say I want to level this one. I'm not going to do it, but if I were to use, so level 46, 41, 44, 40, 44, I slap all these on the level 15, just those CE bombs will make this craft essence go from level 15 to 74. Ah! And this is only for 5 craft essences. 5 slots of your inventory. It's also a way to manage inventory space, is to make CE bombs. It's the best way to level craft essences up really fast. But of course you only use CE bombs on the craft essences that are worth leveling up like that. So yeah, if you try to level up 5-star craft essences by going the slow way of just adding single ones every time, it's gonna take forever. It's also worth noting that, you know, higher level they are, the more you need. So where's that one that's like level 90 or whatever? I'm looking for thing, I'm looking for thing, I'm looking for thing, I'm looking for thing. There it is. So, oh, only one of them. So 97 to max out. I won't do it because this is overcapping it. I want a lower level CE bomb for this because I'm wasting some of the XP I got in this thing. Anyway, the point of all of this little bits, and I've only shown a few little bits, I should get back to what I'm actually here for, which is the event, or rather the one quest of the event. Actually, you mentioned that you haven't seen looping. I'm gonna show you arts looping, fuck it. Alright, what does this, no, wait, we want, yeah, we want this. We want the event points. Alright, we're gonna go here. I am gonna change up my lineup so that it's not using, like, just the generic summer servants that I don't care about. I'm gonna use an actual looping roster for this. I'm gonna use Summer Melt, I believe. Because we're up against archers and Summer Melt is gonna absolutely steamroll this. I'm gonna use Black Grail because I don't need no stinking MP charge. Where are you? Oh yeah, you're way down here, of course. There you are. Melt, melt, where are you, my precious? Where are you? There you are. And let's get Castoria. Wait, why did I say melt was precious? My precious, specifically. My precious. No, 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 no. Why did I do that? I'm weird. That's why. Iris feels on a lot of craft essences. She is. Okay, so this is arts looping. Double Castoria and no. What craft essence or what mystic code do I use? Honestly, I don't care. I do not care. Personally, I don't care. You might care for different lineups, but just 5% more, you'll be able to MP turn 1 with append only. Huh? Oh, for Winter Crystal with the set. Oh! Yuri's turning into Gollum? Okay, anyway. Okay, just like a quick, like, nerd demonstration of arts looping, so... Because of, you know, for farming teams. Because I gotta do this quest anyway. Okay, so, Castoria, 30% charge, 20% charge, that's up to 50. Arts buffs, 30% charge, up to 80. 20% charge, up to 100. Arts buff. And then melt skills, another arts buff. And her change the field to near water, which boosts her extra damage. She's gonna have a, so Summer Melt is gonna have a damage buff because it's a summer event. So she's gonna do a bit more damage than usual. Also, she's MP5. She's gonna hit like a truck. Anyway, so now that I've used all those skills, charge. And they're all dead. And because she did so much extra damage, it refunded all of her... So the way arts looping works is that the more hits that are done against... Like, basically each art hit refunds the MP gauge. And if the damage is above the enemy's health, it refunds even more. The overkill. It'll refund even more. So arts loopers like to have multiple enemies on the field. 3 is ideal. And it likes to use, arts loopers like to have MPs that do multiple hits. Melts does like 5, I believe. She does a lot of MP hits. She's an amazing arts looper. So she killed 3 enemies with her MP and got enough refund to go straight to 100%, or in this case, over 100%. Which means I just do it again. And they're taken care of. Took me way too long to realize different enemy classes, different enemy. Yeah. I'll mention that in a moment. Thanks for reminding me. So this is also an MP charge for Melt. We don't need it. It drains MP from her other party members to give her more MP. We're just going to use it. So 60% more charge to take 30% charge from each of them to give them to Melt. She doesn't need it, but if I needed it, I could use it. Some more arts buffs for you, and let's fire this off. Now, could it be possible to do this with Space Eresh? She fucking better be able to. I think somebody was saying that Space Eresh can do this, but she needs some extra... It's a Lady U doll! Yay! So, one weakness of arts looping is, one, you kind of need 3 enemies in the first and second wave. Third wave, you don't care. You kind of need 3 enemies to be able to get enough refund to fire your MP again and again and again. Hence it's called looping. But, so that's a bit of a problem. Also, some classes don't refund as much as others. So Melt is a Lancer. She will do twice as much damage against archers. So she gets her best refund doing her MP against enemy archers because she's strong against archers. But she's also strong against berserkers. But she's not that as strong against berserkers. She has a 1.5 times damage against berserkers, not two times like it is against archers. She's not going to get as good a refund against berserkers as she does against archers. She's not going to be as good at refunding in that case as again, basically arts loopers aren't as good against waves of berserkers as they are against other classes. And of course you want to use them against classes that they're strong against to get the best results. It's been a bit since Shelving Unit was in chat, but mentioned that you have Summer Kama. Summer Kama is an arts looper. Summer Kama is a damn good arts looper too. She's one of the best in the game, actually. So I used Summer Melt here. I actually should have just used Summer Kama for this, because Summer Kama could have pulled that off just as well. Could have done the same thing with Summer Kama. Space Eresh. Yeah, arts looping runs into problems when the number of enemies are different. So you're mentioning that the 90++ node, so Tinity's saying this, the 90++ node is 3 enemies on the first wave, 1 on the second, 1 on the third. You can't do arts looping for that. You'd be able to do arts looping for the first wave, but not the second one, and it would fail. You need something else for waves 2 and 3 to pull that off properly. You're gonna have to figure out how to do it with Summer Melu. Oh yeah, you can art soup with Summer Melu too, because she's also AoE arts. She's a ruler though, so. Summer Kama is an Avenger. She's not gonna have class advantage against most enemies, but Avengers hit harder than usual enemies, so she will get good refund anyway. What am I doing now? I could do the next, I could do this quest again, but with a different... I'm gonna try this with Space Eresh. Even though my Space Eresh skills are not maxed out, I'm gonna see how it goes. This is a test. She better be able to do that. 12k HP to 16k attack. Alright. My Space Eresh might not be able to pull this off because her skills are not maxed out, but we're gonna test it, see how it goes. Wait, she's also neutral against these things. Oh, this is not gonna work well, is it? So I'm gonna use Space Eresh's first skill. 17% charge. That should be 20, shouldn't it? Second skill. 61. Third skill, just to lower the cooldown. I'm gonna use the... So this is another way. If your Arts Looper character cannot get 100% refund, another way you can do it is doing what I'm trying to do right now, which is just use the MP gain buffs that Castoria has, but do not use the 30% attack charge skills. This is how you loop with characters like Muramasa and Rasputin, so Kirei. You loop with them like this, where you use the looping character's MP charge, and you use some of the Castoria charges on wave 1, but then you use this one on wave 2 and then this one on wave 3. Yeah, rationing the charisma skills, basically, to make sure that she can pull this off. It crashed! Damn it! I have this, I stream this on my PC and I use BlueStacks so I can do that, but BlueStacks is incredibly unstable, so it loves to crash. If I did this on my phone, it wouldn't crash, but if I did this on my phone, I wouldn't be able to have my model here, so... Compromises must be made. Yeah, Buster looping and quick looping are other options, but I don't have enough. I can't show that right now. I'm just showing arts because, like, maybe the... Not good enough. Not good enough. She's not ready. She's short. Her refund is short. That's not gonna work. I need to use a fucking command seal here. Damn it! Yeah, if I want to use Space Eresh like this, I either need to use the plug suit and swap in a third person with charge. So like another like a Shufu or a Scotty or a Waver or an Oberon or somebody to pull this off, or I have to think about this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a command spell on this wave, which I do not like. Obviously, that is not... You do not want to use command spells for looping. This is bad. Because you can only do it 3 times a day, but, you know, I have no choice here. Because Ereshkigal's not good enough. You get the command spell back in 3 hours? No, I don't. The command spell refund was 50 minutes ago. I won't get this command spell back for 23 hours. Not that I care, but... Yeah, my Space Eresh is not fully leveled. Her skills are level 8, 8, and 8. She's not ready for prime time yet. 318,000 Dubai points. I wonder how much we need for the next quest. Anyway, so we have one more quest to do. Anyways, that was just a quick demonstration of Art's loopy stuff. As far as like maybe like quick looping or buster looping, when we get to the higher end free quests in a few days, so like the 90 plus, the 90 plus plus, I'm gonna use different rosters for that. So you'll see other ways to do the loop stuff. Anyway, let's do this. Space Tour Sim quest, theme park adventure. Okay, what is this? What is this quest we're about to walk into? It's 4 waves. Interesting. You drop silver currency. Come on, give me that'll do. All right, we're gonna swap in. We're just gonna use the event C's. We're not gonna loop this. We're just gonna bulldoze, or we're gonna face roll. We're gonna roll our face onto the keyboard. I'm gonna bring back Ciel. Where are you? There you are. I'm gonna swap out Bart for Shufu, and I can swap in another 4-star. I have enough Bavan Shi, why not? Special tourism. See, I thought it said tourism, but it said tour sim quest. Maybe they misspelled tourism. Any tips? I still need to figure out how I'm clearing Olga Marie 1. I didn't do Olga Marie 1 on stream, so I don't remember exactly how I did that. I did do Aquamarie, the second Olga Marie, on stream, so maybe, but those fights are rough. They really are. Is this notification? Games are on sale. Oh, these are key games. Nice. It crashed again. Yeah, the problem with the Olga Marie fights is not only do you need 3 separate or 10 separate teams of 3, you can't reuse craft essences either. So you need a lot of good servants. And you need a lot of good craft essences to go with them. It does not favor new accounts. Those Olga Marie fights. It really, you need a lot of people to pull those off. around Crash Chevalon. You defeated Flare Marie with King Protea. Flare Marie's the next one, right? For on JP, or the next one we're gonna have on NA, I should say. Ooh, zombies. Great. Tasty, juicy brains. That's what the enemies are saying right now. You cannot have Ciel brains, or Eresh brains, or Castoria brains. Oh, Flare's the first one? Oh. Oh. I forgot what the first one was. So Flare was the first one. I forgot. And the second one was Aqua. And then what's the third one? I don't remember these things. It was many months ago when I fought the first Marie. Earth is third? Okay. Draconic Zone? A basilisk, a wyvern. We've got wyverns! Ah! The Comic Zone, a traveling dog, a beaten down cat, and a monkey. A megalomaniacal monkey. That sounds terrifying. What the hell? They make a lot of "We've got wyvern" jokes when the advanced quest scene. Yeah, because it's because of Orleans and how many wyverns you fight there. Okay, I can't do an MP here, but fuck it. Fuck it! I'll use MP next wave. Or next turn, I should say. What is this museum? I have no idea what this museum is. Orleans bit wyverns are old, wyverns are coming, got very old. Yeah, so Nameless, you did Orleans fairly recently because you're a newer player. Because there were so many wyverns in Orleans, in later story bits, they make jokes about all the wyverns. Because, you know, basically they make comedy out of the fact that there were so many wyverns in Orleans. So... Yeah, they didn't have story segments in the early story chapters without a battle. So there was always a battle and not just straight story things. When does that change? When do you just get straight story chapters without a fight? Is it Camelot or is it Babylonia? It's one of those. I think it was Babylonia, but it might have been Camelot. So after that point, you don't have as many like random dumb fights that you have to do. So, which does help with the storytelling a bit as well. Let's just do this, I don't care. Oh wait, it's a break bar. Oh, whatever, who cares? Charge! I'm going feral. Rawr. I'm also crazy. Fuck it then.
特別授業いいですね。わかりやすく
Smack
覚えやすく
'em!
行きますよ海生物。どんな場面でもあなたのせいで耐えですです。嘘なので自称の騎兵に言ってください。やれいシュー。左なそこ静かに。悪理が無知罪には重い体罰を。
Oh, they stunned the Castoria. Not that it's gonna help, we're just gonna smack them with Ciel. Feel that Franz Ferdinand song is very apropos for this event. I don't know what you're referring to. Whoosh, flies right over my head. Everybody's... So many people in this chat are fond of making references to things I don't know about. It makes me feel dumb. I don't like feeling dumb. Rage. I am expressing rage. Oh, look, my joy meter has increased. Yay! Yay! I'm so excited. Yay! And yep, we don't get access to the next part of this story for 3 hours. Which means I have to entertain you guys, either entertain you guys for 3 hours by, you know, doing that or something, or I end the stream and then we come back in 3 hours, which is unfortunate. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that. Actually, yeah, time gates are annoying. I was tempted earlier to, wait to do this stream until like 7 o'clock, and then like try to do both parts at once, but anyway, I has food, so this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna nom food, nom 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 nom. I'm gonna chill for the next 3 hours or so, and then I will be back for at 9 p.m. roughly Pacific, so 3 hours from now, and we will continue the summer event from there. So until I see you later, I hope that you have a pleasant day, evening, depending on where you are. Goodbye, everyone. See you later. Mwahahaha.